Mame fa na say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there o say dem yopo.
Ghana records 12,614 AIDS-related deaths in 2024, up from 12,480 in 2023. This was from Ghana AIDS Commission. Now, there are subsequent stories under this report released by the Ghana AIDS Commission. Now, the stories, under it were some fake reports that were given out back in 2024 about these AIDS report, and Kevin Taylor has come to rectify and react on this report. Now, if you can see, recently, according to Kevin Taylor, the stories or the reports that were given about AIDS-related, deaths were fake because they imposed it on a man, and because they were looking for things they can use for campaign. So Kevin Taylor has come to react on it, and he has blasted Ghana Web and Modern Ghana, because these sites were the sites that published that fake information. So he has come to blast these people and give out the real bombshell about what really happened. Let's go listen to Kevin Taylor and come. You're watching PENDREAM TV. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Like and share our content.
Some for so say see. As some na sini a year Ghana AIDS Commission for a release statement. Emu onwuno. Na the ama emu anwuno nyina na say Ghana records 12,614 AIDS-related deaths in 2024, up from 12,480 in 2023. Ghana AIDS Commission for the Assem Biabeto emu ding emu du. And before I speak on this, a woman reached out to me a couple of months ago about Ghana AIDS Commission and the way they do their statistics. This email, I need to find it. She was very, very detailed. I think she's worked there before. But right now, maybe only Ghana be man, I say, or Abrucha, I don't. But she sent me a very detailed email. And if that woman is watching me, she can remind me. It's in my email. There are a lot of emails that I receive. And she basically emailed or sent me, it was time na Omoka said because of free SHS in T a year HIV form. There was something like that. And I would like to apologize to the AIDS Commission. I don't know whether the man is still there or not. In fact, I based my editorial or I reacted to that story based on the story that came out. In fact, for some reason, I read the whole story, and it was a quote that Ghana Web or one of those media houses put out. Not knowing that the statement the man put out, and let me say this today, the statement they put out on Ghana Web say a man and a car, that wasn't the context. But Ghana Web added to Ghana AIDS Commission man. So I don't know if he's still there. Now what happened? And they say the man actually reached out to Ghana Web, and Okachiro say the story you put out there say me say free SHS at HIV, it is wrong, and that the context you used my quote, it was wrong. And the reporter should come back and have this interview again. Ever since the Ghana Web guys never went back to the man again. So what they did was that and it was getting closer to elections. And that thing really worried the man, because that wasn't what he said. But because Ghana Web na say carry story be the part to abontin say because of free SHS and the Kufado and the Sako community they are some koto man suma till date is a problem for the man. And the man reached out to the media houses that came to his office, or it was an event of Frey almost said they should come back, and that the story they put out there, he didn't say that. The reporter who came misreported. Ever since there, Ghana Web and those people never went back to the man. And they put that fake story on the man. I think it's the Ghana AIDS Commission boss. Now, that story by a lady reached out to me. And that lady was like, the statistics, the way Ghana AIDS Commission, they do their statistics, how they arrive at their figures, they need to really look at it, because sometimes it overlaps. Either they overstate the numbers, or they understate the numbers. And if it is within a margin of error, it's fine. But it is not within margin of error. Normally, sometimes, most cases, they understate even the numbers. So the woman emailed me and said, she actually sent me all the facts and how they do their statistics and how she believes. She said, you cannot say you tested somebody in senior high school, time of first year. Sa nipa na testing na oye negative no. Sa nipa na do third year. At that point, that person no, the statistics now will take in SS1 no. It cannot qualify. Say nipa na do SS3 no. Onya 8. So you cannot use that number now. We take it 3 years ago no to justify the fourth year no and say because na nipa no SS1 no only 8 no. Or do SS4 and SS3 no only 8. It doesn't work like that. And I think that is the small mistakes the Ghana AIDS Commission makes. But nevertheless, we need to also address the issue here. The issue, Mr. S. Yes, this is the story. There's the story. Let me. In fact, it's about time I clarify this matter, because modern Ghana. In fact, modern Ghana so be another outlet in Kwasiade Nkwano ye. They don't even have an office. Criminals. Modern Ghana so this is the story I was talking about. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, team, for bringing this story out. This is Asema Mokato Papa Wiso. It was close to elections. Free SHS has reduced teenage pregnancies, HIV infections by 50%. Ghana AIDS Commission. This man did not make this statement. But Modern Ghana, they picked it, and because Modern Ghana and shouldn't any better news outlet, a criminal entity, some young boys be, foolish boys be without any credibility. And what they do is, Omamu 20 Ghana, they will write things about people and destroy lives. This man never made this statement. And Omo decide deal with Jandam way a 2 man way so. This man made every effort to get Modern Ghana the reporter now Obasa event, because it was an event. And na omo man a grant interview. And na Kuraniko Jina ho and na opeke sa partner and ochasa 2 man way so. And because Modern Ghana mono, it is all about money. It is all about Sikaru Momo. And on this side we got to, because near Kotuaba, oh man, it was around, I think, February 2024. Now, Fena, gear up to elections. So they needed to use this word to justify free SHS. This was fake story. And the same man ding. So platforms like Modern Ghana, you have to be very careful. So who story of Modern Ghana, be careful. They are a bunch of thieves. They have no credibility. In the story of Modern Ghana, Ghana Web, make sure you double check those stories. Fact check the story before, because some Modern Ghana and this they can destroy you. I'm telling you, Modern Ghana, but some office when they don't even have an office. Some foolish boys 3B are conforming and sabi Phoebe. I'll get you their pictures. Stupid boys, so and that is what they do. This is what they did. If they like, they should come out and say something. The man will speak. Go to the man. He will tell you. The MPP for decided way essay man we life. But let's come to the issue I was talking about. 8 assembly. Now we should not joke with these numbers. 2023, Nanipa almost say in their data, not omunya 8 or Ghana no, na 12,480. In 2024, no, I jump it to 12,614. We need to find a way. We need to find a way to curb and to slow down HIV. And I say, among for omunya 8 or Ghana, we need to find a way. There should be more education. I remember in the early 90s, and early 2000s, there were a lot of AIDS adverts, and I say a HIV adverts on TV. What it does, and they say, sometimes there were a lot of us who were in school. Now your JSS near the day. What it does, and they say, the more you watch these adverts, as a young man, as a teenager, it puts some little fear in you. And I'm not saying fear that is going to stop you from being who you are, but it puts some kind of caution close to where your heart is, where your reasoning, and basically, maybe our kumano, maybe a wana, and no adrenaline kabum adrenaline. And every time these ads were playing on TV, even though young men and women were active, but at least when you take 10 young men and women, over about 5 down from 5, you get about 7 of them telling you, say, that ad always has been talking to them. And people like us, we found ourselves in that position. And it's not people like us, we were always cautioned. These kind of ads that were circulating all over the place. Now away a TV so, now away a radio so. These ads, you might think they don't do anything, but what they do is when a young man is walking, when a young girl is walking, his school bag bodechi, now that big billboard and it's talking to him. Instantly, that person will walk away. Or forward 3 times, 4 times, or tear advert 4 times visually, or who bear 10 times, 20 times, 300 times. That thing plays in their head. And it's a little deterrent. At least it's a deterrent, sir. And more omutumika say, unya nipa 5 cry, 3 beka say, I am not going to get myself involved in unprotected sex. It is not always about using Bible, using Quran. It's not always about intimidating them. There are so many ways to let people understand, say, there is a problem around them and that there is a way to move out of the problem. It should always not be a Rambo style of solving issues. Sometimes psychologically, you have to put the art in the system. We need to pump a lot of educative resource, art in the system. Let it be in the system. Let the people grow up with it. Majority of us, we grew up in homes where we didn't even believe in the religion. But because that is the church our parents, our uncles were attending, we ended up calling ourselves Methodist for, Roman for, Anglican for. It is because we grew up with it. It's not because we believe in it. It's because that is what we grew up in. And we need to let the kids, the young people, grow up with the education. They need to at least be sensitized indirectly. It needs to ring in their head. Normally, those kind of adverts, those kind of things, when you are about to get in the act, when you are in that process, that is when those things ring. Because the moment a young lady, a young man at a certain age wants to get involved in unprotected sex, he or she is trying to find a reason to do it. Now, in a process of finding or trying to find a reason, say, or the best idea, no. Now, nyoma emma reasons na, or person they justify the oil, no. Nyoma ni bini advert ne bad it's him. Because obedi bonia, debiano, ope reason bia obe jina so di bonino. Now, the emma dema say bonino untwin straightforward that or break a class no we take decisions and say there are some other positive reasons bia it fights that reason na wunim say enya ba ope so they justify bonino obedi no. Those positive reasons no are not reason no and then a fight. And see, as much as you the parent you are not there, you the young parent you are not there, no. Those advertisements, no, they fight the conscience. They speak to the young one. They speak to those who are ready. Inti obi to me do point you will say, okay, me say me, but bibi catch them, and bibi na catch no. What she has been listening to, she has been visualizing things, and itina. Oko head TV so you say idea where the parental guide that so where there is not for young people, because the moment they get used to things that they are not supposed to watch, they grow up with it. Inti the good ones, let us force the young people they used to grow up with. Obviously, some will not listen, but if you are able to get some out to who don't fall in the trap, at least you've made some progress. At least you have saved a life. Inti that is how we need to do it. And the Ghana AIDS Commission, we need to resource them. We cannot just put a commission there and tell them to make sure they try and fight it. You can't do that. Governments have to make sure AIDS Commission and stuff like that, we resource them enough. Their presence needs to be felt in the system. We need to see their presence. The AIDS Commission, they need to basically be working with the NCCE. Go and look at this NCCE boss. Kwasiato Odaho, the Nimsa Monche, and Kwasia politics now. This is the job of NCC having a collaboration with Ghana AIDS Commission, making sure. And Kwarano, they don't have to choose what they like. We need to let them understand the good things they need to follow. And Kwarano Mabano, they don't have to choose what they like. We need to find a way for them to believe in good things. That is how we need to instill the good things in them indirectly. Because at this point, they all have liberty to do whatever they want to do. The world is in their palm. They have a phone. They can watch porn. They can take decisions without you, the parent, knowing. And at this point, it's not about you being there physically. You can indirectly train your kid. You can use different kinds of resources to guide your kid. And we as a nation, we need that to protect Nkorano. It is not always about Bible. It's not always about prayers. Where the those things at the end of the day. When teenage pregnancy, fall out of school. So many of them. It takes a single thing to convince someone. Continuously, we need to play it in their heads. Unprotected sex, having so many sex partners, the implications. We need to let them know. In the olden days, why are we not able to do it now that we even have easy access to get these informations to them? Now, Mr. S, do you have something for me? Okay. This is on say me de modern Ghana natural, right? Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. S. Metro disinformation and misinformation now in Kofo with the modern Ghana and the Ghana web. You see, this is also Omugu papa we ni masiwie no. Omugu papa we ni masiwie no. Modern Ghana we no ena Ghana web so be fast story no. Also why say free SHS reduce HIV infection pregnancy among girls by 50%. 8th Commission boss. This is the Ghana web. This is Ghana web. So you see what they do. This is what they do. And in 2024, they lied to Ghanaians. They misinformed Ghanaians. Ghana web, modern Ghana, that is what they did. But these are not the truth. These are not the facts. They lied to Ghanaians. Because no person of the free SHS here campaign. No person of the free SHS, the facts were wrong. So fake facts on my name, no credit. We were supposed to take our time, but I'm happy that at the end of the day, we did not fall for these lies.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Ah nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.